Okay, we're walking up to the entrance to Prambanan temple, and it is dawn. The sun is just rising, and there's no one else here. I am now going to walk up into the Shiva temple, the largest Hindu temple in Southeast Asia.
I kind of Googled where we had to go, and I was like,
You're not the only one. Most people have never heard of Prambanan. In fact, I had never heard of Prambanan, and I'm the one who does all the research.
She's the smart one.
Hey everyone, nice to have you here. We are Tim
and Marissa No Tear.
I ride in the front
and I'm in the rear.
We travel the world and we pack too much gear.
Oh, all the places we'll go.
Through rain and through sleet and through mud and through snow.
Oh, all the things we'll see.
We've been to a country or two
or three. Oh, all the fun we've had.
You have you along would make us real glad.
So give us a like and
hit subscribe to join us along our epic ride.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Two Up and Overloaded. If you're just joining us for the first time, I'm Marissa No Tear.
And I am Tim No Tear.
And we travel all over the world on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
This time we are exploring temples here in Java, Indonesia.
On our Bajaj 220.
Yes, it's a Bajaj Pulsar 220, which is a little bit small for us normally since we ride
I miss my KTM. Yeah,
Aww.
I miss my KTM so much.
But you know what?
Got something in my eye.
The Bajaj is great and it's getting us to incredible places. In the last episode, we saw Borobudur, which is so incredible. But nearby, in the city of Yogyakarta, is another, what I'm going to consider a world wonder, because that's really what it is, in my opinion.
For sure, and Marissa's opinion is the only thing that matters.
What about in your opinion?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No, I'll team up with you.
It's so incredible, and it is called Prambanan. And it looks like the city is called Yogyakarta, but actually here they say Yogyakarta.
Or just Jogja.
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 Yeah, and it is a very large city, but it is a very special city because it has these temples of Prambanan and many other temples right within the city limits.
Yeah.
Okay, so we found this hotel room. It is a very, very good price, 150,000 rupiah, which is $8. It has a few mosquitoes, but I'm gonna be sleeping with my mosquito net because I'm tired of being bitten up by mosquitoes.
I'm sleeping on my king bed.
Tim, on the other hand, has refused to sleep with a mosquito net and has kicked me out. He's made me sleep on this other little bed. So
set up here.
we are right across the street from the temple, which is super exciting. So we're gonna go first thing in the morning. We wanna be there right away. We're gonna go get some dinner right now and then go to sleep in our separate sad beds.
It's true. It's not sad. Happy bed over here. Check this out.
He's got the big one.
Heck yeah.
Now, our plan for Prambanan was to be there from sunrise until sunset because for Indonesian standards, it is a pretty pricey ticket. It's about $25 or more per person.
Well, I wanted sunrise and sunset pictures.
Yes. So we were like, all right, we're gonna spend the whole day there. So we wake up really early the next day.
Borobudur, there's a whole bunch of people, and there was nobody else here. In the little ticket area, we walked out.
We were the first people getting in.
It was crazy. It looks absolutely insane. I am just salivating because how beautiful it is. And there's a gate, and then finally, they opened the gate.
I was technically the first person to enter the park. They said ladies first, so.
Marissa was the first person to enter the park that day.
Oh, it was so special. This temple complex is called a Trimurti, which means that it has 3 temples to the 3 main gods of Hinduism. We have Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the protector, and Shiva, the destroyer. These Hindus put Shiva front and center, and so we have the 3 temples behind me, with the Shiva temple being the largest, and then we have Vishnu and Brahma to the sides. And over here behind me, we have the 3 temples to the 3 vessels of the 3 main gods of Hinduism. For Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, these will be temples to kind of like the animals that the gods would ride on. Since we were the first people in, we went straight
to Shiva.
This city of Prambanan was not called Prambanan long ago, when it was built under the Sanjaya dynasty, which was a Hindu kingdom. They built it all in reverence to what they considered to be the main god for them, and that was Shiva. And this city around it was called Shivagra.
Shivagra.
Yes. And so this temple is massive.
Yeah, how high is it?
Ooh, good question. It is 47 meters tall. It is huge. Within the Shiva temple itself, there is a statue to Shiva, and it is the largest deity statue of any of the temples in Prambanan. Facing east, the morning light is streaming onto Shiva Mahadeva, Shiva the great god. And then around the temple itself, we were going in a clockwise direction because that is the way to go in these things. There are other little rooms devoted to other gods. There's Ganesha.
Yeah, he's the elephant cool dude. He's
Yes,
my buddy. Yeah.
Everyone's favorite. We
This
all
is
love
true.
Ganesha. There was Durga, which is Shiva's consort, and these statues were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then of course we wanted to check out the other temples next to the Shiva temple. One is to Vishnu, who is the protector. And then to the other side is Brahma, who is the creator. He is the deity with several faces to him.
I like that dude. He's cool.
And then the 3 smaller temples of the vessels.
There's a holy cow.
Yes, there's a holy cow.
Yeah.
That is Shiva's vessel. That is Nandi the bull. Unfortunately, the statues of the vessels for Vishnu and Brahma are
yanked.
missing.
Yeah.
Yes. In 2006, there was a pretty devastating earthquake, and some of these stones fell, some of them cracked. There was a huge restoration effort after that point in order to bring it all back intact to what we see now. But I'm very thankful that we're here at this point in time because this is the most restoration that they've ever had throughout history, and it is just beautiful. There is still a lot of work to be done though. There's 260 something little temples that make kind of like a square all the way around these main temples here. And of those hundreds of temples, there is only, I believe, 6 that have been restored. They think it might take 200 years to complete them all, since it takes about 18 months to restore one single temple. So it's going to be a while, but I'm pretty thankful that at this point in time in history, we're able to see Prambanan in pretty much all of its glory.
And when we got out of some of the main temples, more children's and school classes started to fill up.
Yes, we were not the only people.
No, it wasn't just us
not
and
for
the bread.
long.
No.
No, the Indonesian school buses arrived and the kids arrived.
And the interviews
also,
began.
Yes, the interviews began and the selfie taking began, which is so much fun.
For sure.
Now, besides that main Trimurti area, there are other temples that are part of the Prambanan complex.
Yeah, there's like 3 more, right?
Yes, and there's gardens all between them, and a
so
museum, and it's just a huge area.
You can go right to exit the park, or you can go left to see these other 3 ones. There's a museum, but everybody's turning right to leave.
I know! Everyone was leaving after the 3 main ones.
And so we hooked a left, and we saw Candi Lumbung.
This is Candi Lumbung. Yes.
And that was kind of in more rubbles than the rest of everything. You know, a good appreciation for the work and the effort that goes behind making piles of stone back into masterpieces. It's like taking the Mona Lisa, putting it through a shredder, and then reconstructing it.
Here at Prambanan, there are lots of other temples. This one is one of my favorites. I mean, it's just small, there's nobody here, but look how picturesque it is with all of these flowers. It's called Candi Bubra.
It had like these little rows of flowery bushes that led all the way up to it. It was so fantastically awesome.
This was Candi Bubra. I just like that name, Bubra.
Yeah, we'll name our first daughter Bubra.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. But no, we won't. And then by the time we got to Sewu, it was just this huge, massive area, again with massive temples, and nobody cared to walk the 200 yards to go check this one out.
If you are interested in coming to see Prambanan, the way to do it is really to get here early in the morning, first thing in the morning, before all the other people get into the park. I mean, I was literally the first person to get into this park today, and we had the whole Shiva temple and those really, really big ones at the front all to ourselves. It was amazing. And then you get those golden hour sunrise shots as well. But then the rest of the Prambanan gardens and complex, which is full of all these other temples, for the rest of the day, I mean, you can see there's like no one else here. So then you can spend the rest of the day exploring all the other temples. So that is, I think, the way to do it. I mean, we were like Indiana Jones in our own secret temple. It was cool. So cool. And that one is a Buddhist temple.
I mean, that one was almost equally as cool as the main Shiva one. You know?
Yeah.
There was just cool stuff all around, multiple tiers.
Feels like I'm just exploring these temples by myself. I almost expect there to be booby traps somewhere. By the time the Dutch arrived in Indonesia, Prambanan was, after all these earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, it's really close to the volcano Merapi, along with other volcanoes. It had been reduced to a pile of rubble, unfortunately.
And it's crazy. And Indonesia is very earthquake prone. And a little spoiler alert, like last night we felt an earthquake of, what was it, a 6.4, 5.6?
6.4. It happens.
Yeah.
A lot here.
As the sun was setting, I got back into the thick of the main Shiva site. We were pretty beat up from the day, but I was really happy that we made the effort to stay 12 hours to absorb in absolutely as much as we can.
We just had the best time there. It was incredible.
And we were, I think Marissa was the very first one in, and we were one of the last people out of that gate, if not the last. Like the sunset, and there was these weird rays of light that, like miniature northern lights, like coming from behind these things. Like,
so amazing.
It was just spectacular. I couldn't stop just clicking pictures. I'm like, all right, that's the last one, let's go. And I'm like, but the beauty!
The moon was rising as a crescent. There was Venus sparkling as a star. It was so gorgeous.
Yeah. But sadly, we had to return back, and we knew that we had to renew our visas, which is never a very exciting thing, but we knew that it would take a couple days, so it'd be some downtime. But we ran into a little bit of issue.
We did, and that was really going to throw a huge wrench in our plans. But that will all be in the next episode. So thank you so much for exploring Prambanan with us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. Double ding! And we'll be seeing you next time.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye.
Peace. I wanted to see these temples of Prambanan. Prambanan.
Prambanan.
I'm just gonna mouth it and you're gonna say it. And I wanted to really see the temples of
Prambanan.
And so we came and left early.